This is my outlook on gold for this week. So right now we are on the daily time frame, and on the daily time frame, you see that price is making higher low zones. So yeah, if you look at this price action here, you can see that this, like we said last week, this was a higher low zone, and this potentially should be another higher low zone, right? If you look at the whole structure right now, you can see that okay, we had this massive drop, right? This retracement. This retracement we push all the way up, drop down to make this higher low zone. Now this higher low zone, we can also say this is also a double top because this we drop all the way down to this structure points here, this support here, and we rejected of this support. So this will be the first double bottom, sorry. So this will be the first bottom and this could be the second bottom. So this is a double bottom. And but the double bottom is a reversal pattern. So that could be signifying that okay, price wants to continue in the original trend it was going at, you get? And the overall trend we have on a daily time frame is bullish. There is no any type of bearish structure in the daily time frame right now, you get, except to get a rejection of this zone here, and then maybe we reject of this zone and we make a new low. Then yeah, you could potentially say okay, we are having bearish structure. But right now everything on daily time frame is looking bullish because we are making higher low zones. So higher low zones, from here we push all the way up to the zone above 5k, then we drop to make like a potential higher low zone, and from there we push all the way up, right? Now potentially on daily time frame, I see price still continue going bullish. That is if we are able to break above this resistance, because this is a strong resistance. Now let's go to the lower time frame, like the 2-hour time frame. On the 2-hour time frame, we could see the whole structure. We can see that price, same thing I explained on daily time frame, we push all the way up, make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So you can see it's respecting bullish structure. This is a higher low, push all the way up, boom. Now the only thing here is that we failed to make a new high, right? Because we push all the way down to this zone, push all the way up here. We retrace down here, and then we push all the way up to this zone, and we are not able to make a new high. Now from that zone we drop all the way down to this zone, right? Now this zone is potentially a higher low zone. We can see that after price retrace, that is this retracement here, right, which made a low, then a lower high, and we drop all the way down to this zone. What we did was we push all the way up, and from this zone, potentially this zone is supposed to be like a zone if we were bullish. Sorry, if we were bearish, then this zone potentially should be a zone that we drop from. But what we did was, instead of dropping to make a new lower low, what we did was we dropped down all the way to this structure point here, down here, and we push up. So now we've switched structure. Now we are now bullish. So this is a high, a higher low, and potentially we should push all the way up to make new higher high, a higher high. So that's the structure we are seeing on the 2-hour time frame. So all this is indicating to us that okay, price is bullish and we could potentially see new highs. Now this is a strong point. If you look down to the left, you can see that this is a strong point. We had us draw this line here, this horizontal line here. You can see that price has been rejecting off this zone for long. Even when price was around this zone, you see that price rejected off this zone, came back, rejected off this zone again. So now you can see same thing. We push all the way, we use this zone as a high, drop, we drop down, push all the way up. Now we failed to break this zone. I'm in longs because I had longs around this zone. I was supposed to enter around here. After we get this rejection candle, this candle here, this one here, I was supposed to enter, but I think I was asleep. Then when I woke up, price was all the way up to this zone. I think around this zone here. So what I did was I split my entry into two. My original position size was 0.02. So what I did was I split it. So it was 0.01, enter 0.01, at this zone. Then I slept because I know that okay, potentially we might retrace. You get, then on once we retrace down, then if I get a new price, if I see a zone where price used as a new higher low zone, then I enter the second entry. And yeah, we drop all the way down, and around this zone I had the second entry, so I entered the second 0.01. So that's the trade. I'm still holding that trade. Now potentially I see price going above this zone, but if we are not able to break this zone, right, if we are not able to break this zone, we are still rejection of this zone, then I will liquidate this position. So now if you are not in the trade whatsoever, what I'm expecting from you to do is you just wait for price to break above this zone. I think any entry we are going to have, any entry you are going to have should be when price has broken above this zone. Because why? Then this will be confirmed that okay, this is a higher low zone, and potentially maybe around this zone we might get a new higher low, right? So if you wait for the break above, right, once you get that break above, then your entry should be above, then your SL will be below here, below the structure point. So what I mean is potentially if price does something like this, we push all the way up to this zone, then maybe we drop to make like a slight low before we push and break above. Boom. Once we break above this zone, right, once we break above this zone, we get a clean candlestick close above that zone, either a 1 hour or a 2 hour, anyone, but I would prefer a 1 hour because price moves very fast so that you don't get in too late. What you do is from this zone you enter longs, then potentially your SL will be this higher low, because that will be the last higher low that price is going to make, and potentially you should target even up to 5,250 because it's the mid psychological zone between 5,000 and 55. So up to 5,250, or price will go higher, or we could also potentially target this last high here. You see that this was a structure point, right? Boom. So this was a structure point where price made a lower high from. So potentially if we are going bullish, then we should go up to this zone, and even this zone is a resistance zone on the daily time frame. So yeah, this something like this you should then enter longs from if price does something like this, you get. But if we push all the way up, right, because potentially we could see price just break above it, we just open and we just go bullish and we break above this, right, then you just wait for price to make a new higher low zone, right, which potentially could be this resistance which price will now use as a support. Potentially could be this resistance which price will now use as a support, and once you get rejection of that zone, confirming that okay, this zone is a higher potential higher low zone, then you enter and you target above, you get above the zone like 5,250, or even up to, like we said, this structure point up here. So like I said, while we're analyzing daily time frame, on the daily time frame we are still bullish. There's no type of bearish structure on the daily time frame. We are still bullish, except price does otherwise. You get, like I said, price could drop and we shift structure. Maybe we'll make a new lower high zone and we shift structure. Then from there we know okay that then we know that okay, price, the structure has shifted from bullish to bearish, but right now we are still bullish. So you should be looking for longs or bullish entries. We just look for higher low zones for which to enter those bullish entries from. So now to explain that, just to explain that position I had. Now if price is retracing on gold, normally where price normally use as higher low or lower high zones, on the now we are bullish, that is higher low zones, is potentially most at times we use the last structure points on the last counter trend. What I mean is, so as we had this counter trend here, this last structure point, which is the last lower high zone, right, what potentially price will do is, that's why if you check my former videos, like I think it's last Sunday, you see that I had this zone. I was saying okay, price is going to drop down to this zone. Yeah, because potentially what price normally do is those structure points like the lower high zones, right, the last lower high zone, That's where price is going to drop all the way down to retrace all the way down to that zone. And normally price use that zone to as a reversal point, the last lower high zone on gold. If you always check, if you look, go down and check price action. Most times, the zones that we use as a new higher low zones are zones that previously were the last lower high zones, structure points on maybe the counter trend. You get? So that's why I said, okay, my entry was supposed to be around, once we get the rejection of this zone, there is this candle here. As soon as rejected of this candle, then yeah, we go bullish. Now, as you see the structure, this is bullish structure. This is just telling you that, okay, this bearish structure, this counter trend, we are done with this counter trend, so we are ready to continue bullish, because this is a low, then this is a higher high, a higher low, and you see how we are pushing up. So we higher low. Once price shift structure, that's telling you, okay, we are done with this trend. This in this case, we are done with this counter trend and we want to continue in the original trend. So yeah, that's my outlook for gold for this week. So just wait for price to break above this zone if you are not in any type of longs right now. So yeah, we'll just watch and see what price action price plays this week. So please like and subscribe. Thank you.